All right. Any title with a book in it, I am ready to learn. And talk to me about your center, Jeffrey.
The Book Arts Center is actually, we just completed our 15th anniversary in January. And so we've been around quite a while. We are fairly unique. We're the only center like ours in the state of Michigan, one of the largest in this part of the United States. And what we do is everything that's related to the traditional way of making books. So we have a large studio with a facility for making handmade paper. We have all the equipment, the traditional equipment that's used for making letterpress typography, which means movable type, individual letters that you put together, put on a press, and print the pages of a book. We teach classes and we make things in our studio.
I want to get into what is happening now, and it has to do with an accordion, but I don't think it's that accordion. What's in the gallery right now? I trust what's right behind you, Katie.
Yeah, so right now we have our exhibit, the Illustrated Accordion, in our gallery. This is the 13th year we've had this exhibit. It features artist books from all over the United States. We have several from around the world also. And this year is our biggest one that we've had in person. So we have over 90 books in our studio this year.
Give me an example of a sculptural book, a book that's been sculptured.
So this first one isn't as sculptural as some. It's by Carol Norby, and the reason I chose it is because it doesn't have the same kind of content as a normal book. There's no words, but it has, when it's hanging up, you see the horizon line, and you can see a little bit of the texture of the paper with the clouds on it. So it's more of a statement and less of a book that you experience by going through the pages.
Well, it might be a while before I head down to your center, so I want to make a book now. What do I need? Where do I start?
Great. So you're just going to need one piece of paper, and I have a printed piece of paper to make this instant book. So this is a simple one, just one piece of paper and some folding. So we're going to fold it in half. Hamburger style.
How are we doing, Jeff?
Fine. Hamburger style.
Yeah. I'm used to working with kids. So
yeah.
Here we go. Hamburger. And then we're going to fold it in half again, hamburger style. And one more time. So this one will make it into that. You got it. And now we're going to unfold it 2 times so that we're halfway there. Yep. And I'm going to use a pair of scissors. If you don't have scissors, you can just tear because we've already weakened the lines a little. And I'm going to cut right here in the center line on the fold, and only to the fold
half
that connects those together. So now it looks like this.
So
Yep,
it's very important that you do the cut on the folded side like you did, which is perfect.
Oh.
Because if you do it from the other side, it's not going to work. So it has to be on the folded side.
I flipped a coin.
You flipped right.
Why the name accordion?
The form of the book, it's actually a very old and traditional form of making a book, which is that you just take a very long strip of paper and fold it into an accordion shape so that you can read the pages one at a time by flipping through them, or you can pull the whole thing out and look at the book fanned out like an accordion. So it makes a perfect form of a book also for an exhibition, because we can put them, as you can kind of see in the background behind Katie, we can put them on sculpture stands, we can put them on shelves on the wall, and you can see the entire book for most of them. Some of them are also double-sided, but you can see the entire book from a gallery set.
You're telling me, obviously, there are probably books that I can read, but much of this is art.
Yeah, in fact, it's a very popular art form, and not just accordion books, but there's a very large audience and group of people who create what are called artists' books. And often artist books are books that are intended for display in a gallery or for their visual appeal. So they're more about something to look at than something to read. Book art centers all over the US have people who are producing these kinds of artists' books.
And now we're going to open it all the way. And you can see there's like a little pop-up mouth there. And we're gonna fold it in half this time. Hot dog style.
What style?
Hot dog.
Hot dog.
So you fold it the length way, the long way.
Horizontally. Yep. Fold it that way.
All
and
the
you
way.
can make a crease now.
Okay. Make a crease on the top. Excellent.
Yep. And then, oh, actually, you have yours a little off. So you want to fold it so that, see where my hole
So
is?
directly in half, correct,
Yep,
yeah.
directly in half right on the hole.
I don't eat a lot of hot dogs, so. Okay. I gotta get into your passion, man. What makes you come to work every day?
Oh, there's such a variety of things. It's so kind of all-consuming. There's the love of visual art that's involved in the making of books. I love to read, and so I'm really excited about the things that we print. The mechanical part of it is really interesting and fun. Knowing how the presses work, knowing the processes of setting and printing type, knowing how paper is made, getting your hands in a vat of water to pull sheets of paper. All the physical parts of it are really exciting. But I think also another part for me is the kind of the mundane part of it, which is you're printing 100 pages of something on the press, and the rhythm and the monotony of that continuous over and over and over doing the same thing, or pulling a sheet of paper over and over and over again, and it's meditative, and you sort of lose yourself in the activity of producing the book.
Okay.
I don't either. So now we're just gonna push it together to make like a diamond where the hole is. Yep.
Yeah.
And then this is it. This is the whole book. We're just
fold
going
it all the way.
to fold it all the way over, and then just kind of make sure all those creases are nice and strong. And for mine, this one was designed so I have a cover. So it says the days of the week on there, and they're in order. But for yours, you could just write little, numbers on them, or the alphabet. And then you'll see when I open it back up, which is easy, some of the pages are upside down and some of them are right side up. So it's a very simple book that you can make at home.
I'm going to start with my memoir today.
Support for Kalamazoo Lively Arts is provided by the Irving S. Gilmore Foundation, helping to build and enrich the cultural life of Greater Kalamazoo.